So let's look at this question here. It says an athlete trains by running 6 meters on the first day, 900 meters on the second, 1,200 meters on the third, and so forth. How far does he run on the 15th day? That is the first question. What is the total distance that he will run in 15 days? That is the third one. And lastly, how long will it be before he can run a marathon of 42 kilometers? A lovely word problem, which basically tests our understanding, cognitive understanding of the topic sequences and series. So in this case, we will have to set up a sequence and see how we can, whether it's going to be arithmetic or geometric, and then we try and find the answers to these questions that are at hand. So first of all, I'm going to put up my terms here. I know this athlete runs 600 meters. Whether you put the units or not, it's really immaterial, but you may want to do that so that you remember everything that you give as an answer has to make sense, okay? So, and so on, dot, dot, dot. So this is what happens. And immediately I notice that there is a difference of 300 meters. In other words, this is actually an arithmetic sequence. And how do we find the general term of an arithmetic sequence? We know Tn is A plus N minus 1 times D. A is the first term, 600, and we will go N minus 1 times the difference, which is 300. The math, this will be 600, that will be 300, and minus 300. You will pardon my writing here. I usually say, pay attention to what I say so that you can make sense of what I write. I will continue here. So we see that Tn is 300 and plus another 300. And if you like, you could write it like this so that your substitution is easy. However, most teachers would want this in a simplified form. And what is the simplified form? This is the simplified form. In other words, no brackets. All right. That is the first question. So we have answered question A, actually in partial, not fully. So we must find T15. Remember here, we're not talking about the position of the term, we're talking about the number of days. So the days basically allude to the position of the term. So 15 plus 1 there, which is just 300 times 16. You can just punch that in your lovely calculator. I don't know what you will get there, but my calculator gives me 4,800 meters. Remember, you are working with units here. So he does about 4,800 meters on day number 15. And the next question that we have, it is obviously the total distance that he will run in 15 days. It looks like a difficult question, but I can tell you it is not. What happens in this question is they want to see if you really understand, as I said, the series part of this. So what is happening? On day 1, he's gonna run 600. On day 2, he's gonna run 900, right? And on day 3, he's gonna run 1,200, okay? So what's by day 15, what did we calculate here? We got 4,800, something like that. So in simple terms, question B actually is asking you to add up the number to add up these terms here in this kind of sequence. And I think we know the formula in a case where we know the last term. All right, so take note, the last term is known in this. So I think I will just go Sn is equal to, if I remember this formula correctly, A plus L. And you will verify that for me. In this case, I know I am actually looking for S15. So that's 15 over 2. A, excuse me, 600 and the last term here is that. This can be quite deceptive. I must probably, should probably use a different color here and indicate that we know the last term. So if I do this, of course, I'm going to run into my Casio FX82ZA plus, and I will press in these values as they are, and I get 40,500 and 500 meters, 40,500 meters. This is what he does in 15 days. Okay. You could have, of course, used Sn equals to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times d. But of course, that's obviously the long way to go about it, and you end up substituting a lot and a lot there. All right. I hope that is clear and that you have understood the question in case something similar is asked in an exam or a test. The last question, how long will it be before he can run a marathon of 42 kilometers? Very, very important. There's a catch here. Everything has been given in meters. Now, all of a sudden, we have 42 kilometers. So it becomes important to convert the 42 kilometers into meters. So we will multiply by 10 to the 3, and that should give us 42,000 meters. Once we have done that, we have already found the general term in A, so we will just rewrite it here. This is 300 into n plus 1. This is the form that I have preferred. We know what is Tn, is that thing, and we want to find n. Okay, so I will then divide by 300 here, both sides. And obviously that takes that away. You can punch the left-hand side as it is in your calculator. You should get something like a 140 n plus 1. It becomes obvious what the value of n is going to be. So obviously 1 comes to the other side, and when that happens, it must change the sign to negative. Therefore, n is 139. But what does this mean? Remember, the question asked how long, and we have established that Tn in this case, n represents the number of days. So in essence, or in effect, it will take 139 days before he can run a marathon of 42 kilometers. So right, do post up in the comment section if you've got a question. If this video has been helpful, of course, once again, do like, share, and it always helps when you subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.